In this video we will discuss about nanotechnology and its basic principles. Nanotechnology is the branch of technology that deals with dimensions and tolerances of less than 100 nanometers, especially the manipulation of individual atoms and molecules. It means that we are going to talk about really small things. A nano world is like a new dimension. Things at this enormously small dimension looks very different from the things that we see in our day-to-day life. Nanotechnology as defined by size is naturally very broad, including field of science as diverse as surface science, organic chemistry, molecular biology, semiconductor physics, energy storage, microfabrication, molecular engineering, etc. Nanotechnology is a diverse field involving many disciplines and people from all over the world. The schematic shows a double helix DNA molecule. Within a cell, a DNA double helix is approximately 10 nanometers wide, whereas the cellular organelle called a nucleus that encloses this DNA can be approximately 1,000 times bigger. As the name nanotech gives a futuristic impression, but it is in discussion from 1950s. The origin of nanotechnology came into light with the famous lecture "There is Plenty of Room at the Bottom" given by famous physicist Richard Feynman in 1959. Richard Feynman gave idea about the manipulation of atoms. The term nanotechnology was first given by Norio Taniguchi in 1974. He coined the term nanotechnology in 1974 to describe semiconductor processes. Nanotechnology mainly consists of the processing of separation, consolidation, and deformation of materials by one atom or one molecule. Engines of Creation: The Coming Era of Nanotechnology is the first book about nanotechnology written by Eric K. Drexler, giving idea about assemblers. It may ask that all things are made up of atoms, and by rearranging the positions new things will form. By rearranging materials atom by atom will bring novel properties in the material. It can change our world beyond our imagination. A high surface to volume ratio makes the nanoproperty significant. Surface to volume ratio means the ratio of number of atoms on surface to the atoms present in the bulk. If there are more atoms on the surface, it will enhance the reacting properties of the material. The terms nanotechnology and molecular technology used interchangeably to describe new style of technology used to build both nanocircuits and nanomachines. Nanobots, nanoid, nanite, nanomachine used to describe such devices currently under research. There are two aspects of nanotechnology when comes to practice. One is characterization of material and the second is fabrication of object. There are different tools and methods used to achieve these tasks in nanotechnology. Characterization is the act of examining the properties of an object or material. Fabrication is the act of creating a physical realization of our ideas. In other words, making a thing. In this presentation you can see the size comparisons between different objects that goes from meters to few nanometers in a descending order. From a man to an ant, to hair, bacteria to virus and DNA. The comparison between the human and DNA on the nanoscale is the same as comparing the size of the sun to us. Isn't it interesting? This is why nanotechnology is like a new world in itself that is present everywhere around us. Techniques that are used to study and create at the nanoscale are quite different from those that are used for bulk technology. Cause in nanotech we need to manipulate individual atoms and molecules that are very tiny from the bulk materials. First technique is to create patterns at the nanoscale. We can use a beam of electrons that we steer to draw patterns with feature sizes as small as 10 nanometers. Second, we can deposit materials that are one atomic layer thick and that is less than a nanometer thick. Third, we can even persuade atoms and molecules to arrange themselves into organized patterns with nanoscale feature. Water filters based on carbon nanotubes does not only remove bacteria, viruses and other contaminants from drinking water, but also they end up being less expensive than other methods for water filtration, which is important for developing regions. Nano world belongs to atoms and molecules. For them we are like big universes. Richard Feynman once said about the enormous distances of the cosmos. He said that if anyway the numbers are a problem in astronomy, the sizes and the big numbers, and the best thing is to relax and enjoy the tininess of us and the enormity of the rest of the universe. Of course, if you're feeling depressed by that, you can always look at it the other way and think of how big you are to the atoms and the parts of the atoms. You are an enormous universe to those atoms.